ready. This is going to be exciting.
And they got a car restarts up to go. Green flag is out and we're underway.
Just a few laps into this. Oh, the 37's getting loose. Oh, and he saves it. Oh, they're going 3 wide.
We've got a 5-way fight for the win of this race coming to 4 laps to go. He's gonna win it here in spectacular fashion.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Cambridge Township, Michigan, home of the Michigan International Speedway. My name is Claire Sisk, bringing you the first race of the Alexander PC's ARCA series for Goat Locker Racing. Joining me in the booth, we have Mike Browning. How are you doing today, Mike?
I'm doing great tonight. About to kick off this Alexander PC's ARCA series, Goat Locker. Got a little bit of a tune-up last night with Sam Yosef, so I got about 360 laps under my belt already. Might as well throw some more on there and put on a good show for everybody watching tonight.
That sounds amazing. That sounds like a pretty awesome tune-up. But I do not want to forget, we also have Eddie Smith in the production booth, bringing you all these amazing views that you're seeing today. So, we got the season 6 fall season schedule. We're going to kick things off here at Michigan. And you're saying that the Kentucky is one of your favorite tracks, right, Mike?
Yeah, like Kentucky, we got a lot of my favorite tracks on here, so I'm really excited for this season. As you can see, we got Texas week after. I'm really looking forward to got a good road course on there in Watkins Glen, big favorite of mine. Indianapolis, of course. And then we start the round of 12 with Old Atlanta, Las Vegas, the round of 8, Auto Club in Chicagoland, and the Championship 4 will finish out December 14th at Miami Homestead Speedway. And it'll all be brought to you right here on V-Speed.
Yes, sir. And we also, like you said, Old Atlanta, which that track is known to eat up those tires. And, you know, it's definitely going to be a fun one to watch. Alrighty, we have our Jam Printing Promotions Pole Award going to Jake Bustos, and on his outside we have Dylan Simmons. Second row we have Zachariah Logden, and on his outside we have Jamie Lipke in the 16. We have on row 3 we have Cale Dees in the number 35. And on his outside, we have David Calvert in the 41. Row 4, we have Alex Grog in the number 100. And we also have Charles Abert on his outside in the number 7. Rounding out the top 10, we have Matt Knights in the 64. And on his outside, we have Jake Ham in the number 85.
Starting in 11th place, the number 33 of Tyler Clemis. To his outside is going to be Chris Bargetzi in the 441. And 13th starting position, we have the number 22 of Skylar Daly. Alongside him, the number 25 of Joshua Thornton. Thaddeus Friel in the 08 starts in 15th. Daniel Parks at his outside, the number 71. Coming in 17th place to start, the number 69 of Ronnie Morrison. And outside him, the 89 of Chandler Tingle. And 19th place, the number 3 of Jacob Booth. And outside of him, the number 75 of Chuck Pegleg Phelps, everybody's favorite here.
Starting with the top, with the 20th we have the 53 of Sean Lobos and Jordan Johnson and the 23 on his outside. Row 12, we have the 65 of Samuel Yosef and Caden Heiner making his Pro Series debut in the 124. Chase Barkus was the 710 on the inside of row 13 with the 20 on the outside, and Matt Weavers in row 14 with Trevor Dyer on the outside in the 38. And rounding out the field is Cameron Falcone. Do not look at the last one because I just jumped on the track for a little bit and did a few practice laps with them to see, kind of get a feel for the track.
Just try and take those points away for the championship. I get it.
Yeah, so, you get a lot of points for finishing last in every single race.
All right, the cars are gridded up, heading out to the track around the pace car. Get a track layout and some info here for you on the race tonight. Just a sec.
Well, we got the Michigan International Speedway, which is home in Brooklyn, Michigan, which is in Cambridge, like I was saying earlier. Sorry about that.
You're all right.
The length is it's a 2-mile D oval. It's got 18 degree baking in the turns and 10 degrees on the front stretch. And it's a 4-corner tri-oval.
That's a great race to start the season out at. Usually we always start at Daytona, but it kind of creates some chaos. So a little bit of a change up here to start this season off, starting at Michigan International. It's a big, fast track, very technical, and there's going to be a lot of different strategies and driving styles in this one that we're going to get front row seat to.
Definitely. I mean, we're not at Daytona, but the draft is still going to play a pretty big part in tonight's race because it's somewhat high speeds. But we are almost ready to go green. The pace car is pulling into the pit road, and we are green here in Michigan.
At the Indiana Department of Veteran Affairs green flag drop, and they're sailing off side by side into turn number 1.
They're
Jake Busto's still on the inside, holding side by side.
Yeah, they still look like they're lined up for the beginning of the race. They're side by side throughout the entire field.
See Jake trying to get a little bit of a side draft there. A couple cars bobbing and weaving through the back of the field, trying to gain position on the outside line. Looks like it seems to have just a little bit more momentum right now as Dylan Simmons and Jamie Lipke start to clear out to the front.
Yeah, looked like Jamie was tucked right underneath Dylan Simmons going before they went into that last corner. But it looks like we have a new leader with Dylan Simmons taking point.
Yeah, Jake Busto starting to fall back just a little bit. Maybe playing a little bit of a strategy game. Gets a first pole of the season and just trying to ride it out right now. He's got Jake Ham right behind him. A lot of our regulars up front. Jamie Lipke, David Calvert, Charles Abert, all starting to file their way towards the front. A new face up there, the number 35, Cale Deese. Good to see some new faces in here, and he's starting to put some pressure on some of these regulars.
Oh, that for sure. But it looks like Jamie Lipke is starting to fall back just a little bit. Unfortunately, it looks like she's kind of got down. We got caution.
Yep, there's the caution. Jamie got down to the bottom there, and it looked like kind of killed her momentum. But the caution is out. We'll try to get a look at what happened. You notice we have some new graphics lined up here. So great big yellow bar around the outside, so it's nice and easy to see when a caution takes place. Looks like somewhere towards the back here. And we'll try to figure it out with you. Watching Chase Barkus here. Coming down the front stretch, 3 wide, maybe we got some contact up ahead of him, and there's the spin there. I can't tell who that was. It's going to take us a few laps here to get everybody's new paint schemes dialed in, but there's definitely a not clear moment there.
Yeah, there's plenty of those whenever you're racing. You just hear on the radio, not clear. Let's see what's going on. All right, looks
So
like
that'll give us a little
like
chance to
some-
take a breath here. 4 laps in, already plenty of excitement, and up and down that leaderboard, lots of changes so far. Right now, Charles Aber, our biggest mover up front, picked up 5 positions through that. Jake Bustos, saw him kind of fade in there a little bit. He lost 6 to start, but we'll see what happens here as we get him re-racked and restacked.
it looks like Samuel Joseph actually gained 9 positions during that, and Trevor Dyer gained 8.
Yeah,
And
don't pay attention to that white and blue 85 down there. He's not going to pit. That's my buddy Jake Am. He thinks everybody's going to follow him down there. Nobody ever does.
it's worth a shot, right?
Hey, he's committed.
Yeah, he's committed. He is committed.
Let's see. That was the 98. Is that Thaddeus? Was Thaddeus the one that got turned there? He's got a little bit of damage. He'll come down and get some new rubber on there, get some damage fixed. Got quite a few cars down in the pit road right now, so strategy games are starting to play out already.
I recognize Chuck Phelps, Caden Heiner. And that's about it, because like you said, we still have to figure out the paint schemes.
Yeah, I think
all these people have.
Chase Barkus was in there too, and we were on board with him watching that replay, and I didn't catch if he got any damage, but maybe he's just coming down to make sure. So see Thaddeus here. That's Chuck there. Thaddeus there is in the middle, moves up to the top, and just a lot of cars bobbing and weaving right there. And oh no, is that
The 53?
Let me check something. I think I got the number wrong. No, that was Thaddeus. Yep, that is Thaddeus. I'm used to him being 98. See, like I said, we already gotta get used to these new paint schemes and numbers for the first race of the season. So.
Yep. And it looks like that that Normandy N7 armor from Mass Effect number 53 was just at the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah, that's one of the things about this track is it's so wide, and there's so many places that you can pick to put your car, and sometimes that real estate is preoccupied by somebody else when you try to get there.
So yeah, doing 200 miles an hour is usually not too wise to argue about space, but it still happens.
Yeah, and I know for myself, I got one screen, so I'm relying a lot on that spotter, and there's might be a little bit of lag there, so it might get a clear call, and it was a fraction of a second too early, and that could be all it takes sometimes. So getting them restacked here.
Yeah, the number 1 rule
Like,
I always think the spotter lies.
Yeah. Looks like Dylan is going to select the outside for the restart. The leader does get it to choose lane here at Goat Lockers, so he's chosen the outside. It definitely had a lot more momentum on that first start, and the inside was able to keep up until about half to full lap. In 3 and 4, it looked like that bottom line was starting to trail off just a little bit, and was allowed Dylan and Jamie to clear on the outside. So Dylan and Jamie up top again to start as we come up to the extreme scoring restart zone.
I wonder if we're going to have a replay of the start where that 16 is going to be just glued to that 44.
I would think so. Jamie is going to be right behind Dylan for most of this race. I think that's kind of how last season played out.
All right, we are back to green. The Indian Department of Veteran Affairs green flag in Extreme Story restart zone. And
another checkout for Dylan on the outside.
The same thing.
Jimmy trying to follow along. Calvert's got a lot better run there on the bottom. He's going to clear up into second place. Jimmy falls in behind. Oh, we got one car sideways. Big contact in the middle of the pack, and they're still wrecking.
There, I can see that's 124.
Nobody's holding the brakes. We got a lot of cars still wrecking. Started at the beginning of the backstretch, and we finished it all the way at the end.
Yeah, you got Chuck Fellis, you got Daniel Parks involved in that one. And I saw that Daniel Parks had a meatball. Hopefully he has a fast repair left to get back out there.
Yeah, lots of cars involved in this one. It started somewhere around mid-pack, maybe 9th or 10th here. Looked like maybe somebody started to get a little bit loose, or got trying to change lanes, not quite clear again. So that might be the story of the night.
Well, this track, like you said earlier, this track is just
There we go.
so
Oh, we got 3 wide, way up on the outside there, and just not enough room. Looks like Jake was trying to leave room, stayed more towards the middle, and whoever that was underneath of him didn't quite think that he was going to stay up there. But you see those runs coming on the high side. It's really hard to just jump up in front. You see they're right there on the rear fender, so he can't really go. And Skylar Daly on the inside connects, and then it's just mass chaos behind him. Everybody checking up.
yeah. It definitely.
That's a good run here by. Jake comes down just a little bit. He was definitely the initiator of the contact that started all this back here, but there might have been some of the same thing going on back behind him. But
Oh, it looks like Chuck almost made it through and got hooked at the last second.
yeah, that's a lot of sliding around going on back there, and at 200 miles an hour, it takes quite a while to get slowed down. So,
But like you were saying earlier, the track is so wide; it's easy to get suckered into some of the holes that present themselves. However, when you're coming off the corner, everything kind of collapses, and you end up with like 4 or 5 cars wide trying to fight for 2 lanes because the person on the bottom doesn't want to lift and lose all the momentum that they have.
yeah, and these cars are a little bit down on horsepower. You got to keep them kind of wrapped up. So if you get a little tight or you're trying to leave room, you lose that run coming out of the corner. It builds runs for other people, and then you're trying to leave room for both sides, and just chaos happens. We got some in cars here tonight. Looks like we got Peg Leg, Jamie Libke, Charles Zabert, Dylan Simmons, Thaddeus the Impersonator Friel, Zach Logan. I'm going to get that one probably wrong, but Jake Bustos, our pole sitter there. Daniel Parks. Daniel's always going to have that hydration check. Make sure he's
Yes.
staying well hydrated this race. And my co-host from last night, Sam Yosef there.
I wonder if any of them had the broadcast on.
Sam's going to have that intensity. It looks like Sam was getting ready to give us a little 12-ounce curl.
Yeah, you gotta keep those muscles working whenever you're under caution, right?
Well, you got to stay hydrated. You don't want to cramp.
Yes. All right, looks like we're getting stacked back up 2 by 2 to get ready for the restart. Heading on to the backstretch. Still have Dylan in this lane. Oh, go ahead.
This is definitely going to be. We're going to want to see him get a little bit spread out here, because if we don't, cautions breed cautions, and these guys are all jockeying for position. Not a lot of room for mistakes at this track, like we were talking about with the runs. You got to build them, and you definitely got to take them when they come. So just hope everybody kind of gets settled in here, and we get some green flag laps on us. We're only got 10 in of our 65 scheduled, so we'll see if these guys can get some green flag laps under them here.
The hardest part about it is such imperative to try to make it passive when you can get them, but they are so much easier to pass in the restarts because everybody's stacked up. You can make multiple passes per corner. Unfortunately, that leads to a lot of people being over aggressive.
Pit car dives down the pit lane. We're going to have Dylan Simmons and David Calvert leading us up to the Extreme Scoring restart zone, and Simmons shoots out like a rocket. Calvert's going to follow him right along, and Calvert got a little bit of a shaky start there. He's going to try and get up underneath. Abert comes down just a little bit, loses his momentum. That's going to allow Calvert to clear, and it's going to open the door behind Charles Abert there on Zach. More bobbing and weaving, top to bottom. Cars everywhere, lots of bump drafting. Oh, Jamie's getting bumped into the corner there. She manages to hold on to it. That's the 100 of Alex Grog. He backs out of it wisely, but that's going to put him 4 wide. We got 5 wide coming down the front stretch.
That's usually a recipe for disaster. Let's see how it works out for them, because somebody's going to end up having to lift at some point.
We're still 5 wide into turn 1. They finally get it settled down into 3 wide, 2 by 2. Everybody's starting to move up. Car's getting tight. Everybody makes it through clean. Very tight, close racing there on the first green flag lap.
And
The biggest
so-
loser out of that one was Jamie Lipke. She got a little bit loose and she's mired back bottom of the top 10 here, looks like. 7th.
Yeah, I definitely had to recompose it with that little bump from Grog.
Yeah, big movers here. Calvert going down to the bottom, trying to get maybe a little bit of a slide job on Dylan Simmons here, but he falls back in line. We got 3 wide back there for 3rd place between Jake Ham, Charles Avert, and Zachary Logan there. Super tight, close racing. Jake goes top to bottom. Just enough room in there. The 35 slides up in front of Jamie Lipke. He gets loose.
I was about to say,
There's the yellow big wreck back to
Yeah.
line.
I was over here like, yeah, because I thought there was about to be a big wreck, and it's like they managed to avoid it until they didn't.
Yeah, Alex Grog is in that. He was kind of stuck in the middle there for a few laps. Not as many cars involved in this one, but still enough to shake up the standings. So Alex Grog there's behind Jamie Lipke. Oh, down below him.
That's Samuel
Yes.
Yosef.
Yeah, Yosef, the number 3 there also. Jacob Booth. Jacob Booth and Sam, it looked like, maybe got together and set straight up the track right in front of everybody.
Well, it looks like you were onto something a little bit earlier when you said cautions breed cautions.
Yeah, it's definitely, you have the draft that's going to keep everybody packed up. You saw the first 5 or 6 kind of spread out single file, but that mid pack, everybody's so tight and so close that it just allows to build all these runs. Something similar to like what we see at Daytona, but you have a lot more movement here than you would at like at Daytona. Everybody kind of files in line. Here, everybody's jockeying for position, and just miss it by that much creates a big mistake.
That, and you also have a whole lot of, you have a more off throttle time here than you would at like a Daytona Talladega. It's still, I mean, it's not a ton of off throttle time, and typically you're only using the brakes when you want to get that little bit extra turn in the car, but not really to slow it down at all. So, but yeah,
Yeah,
on those
really,
long straightaways, you definitely want to be behind somebody, get some draft on those.
Yep, you're really feathering it through these corners. You don't want to let off too much because you lose all that power and it's hard to get that momentum back up. So you're really trying to feather it. Somebody feathers a little bit too much, you get a run, and then the runs start building behind you, and you just got to try and hang on. So looks
And
like we got
sometimes
half the field pit there, I think, or
that
has
could
pit.
make some, that could make some interesting strategy towards the middle of the race.
Yeah, I'm not sure just exactly how much fuel or how long they can go on a fuel run, but
Talking to some of the drivers before the race, it looked like the average fuel run was going to be about 24 laps. Obviously, the caution laps add to that number.
Yeah.
So before the race started, we were looking at a 2-stop race. With the caution laps, we could probably see it maybe stretched into a 1-stop race.
Yeah, I think definitely the guys up front are going to try and stretch that out. Doing a lot of clutching, coasting, seeing if they can make it to the end. But that does create a little bit of a problem too. If you are running short, you're going to start running some slower lap times. So you get some of these guys in the back that have already pit, they're going to be pushing, could push the pace a little bit and ruin your whole strategy for the night.
And then a caution could come out with 10 to go and throw all of that out the window.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't want to make it You don't want to make it too easy on anybody.
No. And I don't believe the tires are like at a huge premium like they would be at like at Darlington or Atlanta 2008. However, fresh rubber is still fresh rubber, and it still feels nice when you have 4 fresh tires out there, especially whenever your competition doesn't.
Yeah, definitely want to have new tires at as late as possible here. So Dylan Simmons, David Calvert on the front row again. Jake Ham and Zachary logging behind them. Or is that? Yes. Skylar Daly, sorry. So Jake and Skylar have already had a little contact tonight, so they might make it a little bit interesting as we get to the extreme scoring restart zone. One of these restarts, I'm going to get that right. Another big shot by Dylan on the bottom. Or on the top, on the bottom. Calvert's trying to hang on. Not as good of a jump as he had last time, but he's hanging in there. Skylar Daly on the outside. Jake Ham's pushing him into the turn 1. Jake Ham might be able to clear Skylar Daly here. Coming out of 2. They're going to come out side by side. And Skylar's got a lot more help on the top than Jake does on the bottom. He's going to get past him as long with Zach Lagan. And Charles Abert's going to go around him too. Another big send down on the bottom there. Jake's pushing up. 64 is coming underneath. Going to be a very tight 3 wide, and Jake is stuck in the middle. He's going to go straight back, similar to what Grog did last time, but 4 or 5 wide. They're thinking about it.
It's always, it's the 4 and 5 wide are rarely a good idea, but they seem to pull it off every once in a while. Let's go. Looks like Jake Ham like ripping on the outside as we ride along here with Jake Bustos behind Charles Abert and the 41 of David Calvert. Oh, that was almost close.
Very tight on Jake. Jake's found some speed up top. You got a couple other guys searching. Jake's kind of running that middle. Skylar Daly actually up front is running a little bit higher than everybody up here. He's kind of trying to rip, not quite the Larson line, but he's getting there.
Well, it's one of their earlier restarts. I saw Sam Joseph out there ripping the Larson line.
Yeah, Skylar is just continuing to run that outside all the way up to second place. Another caution out. Oh, Jake gets turned under caution.
Dang. What the heck happened there?
Well, I'm not sure what happened behind him.
Well, it looks like Caden Hyder has a caution
called for. There's a big pile of smoke. Somebody's dog tracking back there. That's a heck of a meatball. That's a heck of a drive to even get down the backstretch with it pitched out like that.
Let's see how this all started. Got a bunch of 3-4 wide going into the corner. And
very tight 3 wide. Everybody's pushing up. Jamie gets collected. Somebody about went out the yard, still sliding on his. Heiner slid on his roof for almost the entire corner. You see Jake there getting turned down the backstretch. Just chaos everywhere. I wonder if we can get an onboard view of Caden here. There we go. Barkus gets him in the right front, and he just does a little hood surfing. Now he's up on his side. And doesn't quite get the rock to put it back on. He's going to have to tow. So unfortunate for him, but
it's at that point
heck of a ride. Some people pay for that kind of ride at amusement parks, so
it looks like
guess he got his money's worth tonight. All right, so that'll bring everybody who hadn't pit. They're going to bring it in. Ooh, Jake Bustos goes a little bit long, has to back up.
That's going to cost him a lot of time there.
Yeah, he's pitched sideways. He's got a clean exit out, but it's going to be a while before he leaves. Looks like Simmons is just barely going to beat out the 35 there of Cale Deese, and Skylar Daly is going to come out right behind them. So Alex Grog, Jacob Booth, Chuck Feltz all stay out. They put on lap 14. Everybody else behind them coming out of the pits now with some fresh tires. So we're going to see if 5-6 lap old tires are going to be a big difference or not here real quick. It's like Seba
Definitely.
Yosef is going to get the free pass on this one, so he'll get back on the lead lap.
Do you think that the 4 or 5 laps are going to make a big difference on the tires?
I mean, in ARCA, maybe. It's hard to say. We haven't had really a long enough run to see a bunch of fall off, but we have seen guys getting, before our cautions, they're obviously getting tight. So there's a little bit of change in the car that some people are adapting better to right now. So yeah, I mean, we're gonna get a good look at it right here.
And we
Looks
got
like
we just
Grog's
saw
gonna
somebody
take the
get
bottom.
we just saw somebody get the free pass, not the free pass, wave around, stayed out.
Yes, so he stayed out. So that 23 and Samuel Yosef will get a wave around there. Grog and actually Jacob Booth, who was in that last incident, got his fast repair done, and he finds himself on the front row of the restart here. So quick turnaround for him.
Now, but you just have to hope that you don't have any more problems the rest of the race when you have to use your fast repair that early in the race, though.
Yeah, I mean, we're not even to halfway, and he's going to have to drive a little bit different. He's going to have to be a little bit more aware of his surroundings here, but it's pretty easy to do when you're sitting up front. I mean, it's easier to stay out of trouble when there's nobody in front of you.
Yeah, but you got some fast cars right behind them, and
There are some
usually whenever
very fast drivers behind him.
whenever you try to take it easy, usually sometimes you can get run over.
Yes. So pace car lights are out. Be coming in this time by. We'll come up to the extreme scoring restart zone. Nailed it that time. That's one.
That
Put
is
it on
awesome,
check.
Mike.
Make a tally. We're good. Eddie in the booth will be happy that I finally got it right. And they are. Oh, that's kind of a shaky start. Grog got out to a big lead there before he decided to take off. He's going to clear by a country mile going into one. Jacob Booth's going to try and hold the outside with Dylan Simmons behind him. Skylar Daly coming up right behind him, bringing Charles Abert with him.
Yeah, you got Chuck Phelps on the bottom. He is unfortunately is kind of sinking like a rock on those old tires.
Yeah, you can see just right there just how much closing speed Dylan Simmons had on the 2 leaders there.
Whoa.
And Booth is going to go to the point, get around Grog on the inside. Dylan Simmons is going to try and follow suit, but Skylar Daly's got the run coming down the front stretch. He's going to, little wishy-washy on which way to go. He's going to go up high. Grog just leaves enough space, and Skylar's going to sail it around the outside, probably make this pass here. No, Grog's going to slam the door.
That
definitely
looked like a late door slam because that could have been bad.
It was very, very close there, and see the 35 Deese. He got super tight on exit there. He's going to fall into the middle. As we've seen so far, the middle is not where you want to be. Jake Bustos real close to his right quarter. Goes up, Deese pushes up again. He's got room this time to clear up in front of Jake Bustos. But Skylar Daly looking on the inside of Jacob Booth for the lead. Nope, Grog's going to push him back to the front. Grog and Booth working together right here to keep the faster cars, the new tires behind them. And that might be the best strategy if they tag team to stay out front. Use a little bit of draft and teamwork to stay in front of these guys until the tires start to balance out.
Looks like J Cam's going into the corner, and we got focused on right now. Yeah, focused on Chuck Phelps, and still holding his own a little bit.
Big move. 4 wide. I don't think they knew they were. Some contact made, but everybody makes it out. That was Jake Bustos again moving down to the bottom. He's had quite the eventful evening. after starting on the pole. And we're going to go 4 wide down the front stretch. Jake Ham gets a bump draft to Bustos. Bustos goes up into Simmons. And a huge run for Bustos and Simmons underneath Skylar Daly. And Simmons is going to get underneath. He's going to have enough room to clear. It's going to be very close. Booth way up along the wall. Got super tight. Sorry, that's Daly up front. That was Grog behind Simmons. But Booth has the run coming down the backstretch. He's going to get in front of Daly again. Here comes another big run on the outside. Runs all over this track, left and right.
Yeah,
Simmons way down low, pushing up. They leave enough room.
Whenever I was jumping around.
Oh, there's a wreck. Right behind here. Looked like a 2-car initially. It's going to collect a few more as they come down. Still collecting cars. A big hit. I think that was might have been the 33. Chuck here. Just 2 people going in opposite directions there. Chuck with nowhere to go gets absolutely clobbered there.
And it just
I can't catch the number, but yeah, just a lot of full sends. But like we said before, you're going so fast through here, it's hard to get these things slowed down, and you get in the grass there, it makes it even worse. So. All right, well, we are almost to halfway. I think we might clip halfway on the caution laps, but it's been an exciting first half already. A little bit caution filled, but lots of great racing, lots of big moves, lots of movement. We've seen people go back, forward, back again.
Yeah, definitely especially in the corners, you'll see people who have a better entry, better middle, better exit, and it's kind of like an accordion to where like people like catch and then they'll pull away. And it's actually been really fun to sit and watch it from this perspective instead of from the driver's seat.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of guys are having trouble knowing where everybody's going to go. We haven't had quite enough green flag laps to see where everybody's running or where everybody's kind of figured out where to run in the groups. So everybody's just continuously searching, and when you're trying to make a move and you're not quite sure where the next person's going to be, it's hard to put your car in the right spot. So a lot of bobbing, weaving, door banging, a little bit of everything so far.
And on that graphic that was just up there, it said that we've only had 2 lead changes. That's at the line.
Yes.
we've seen more than that.
Yeah, there's definitely been a lot of lead changes. Just hasn't been at the start-finish line. So, been great racing so far. Kind of the common denominators up there have been Skylar Daly, Jake Bustos, Dylan Simmons, and Charles Aber. They've been consistently around that top 5 mark. So, Jake Ham, after his incident, has moved his way back up. Joshua Thornton. He's a new face. Good to see him up there in the 6th spot. Same with Zachary Logan. I'm gonna have to get a ruling on that one from Eddie at one of our breaks. But yeah, Melissa Dyer. That's a new face up there too. She's having a great run up in 10th. So
that is Trevor Dyer.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, it's.
No, that's fine.
Whenever they first moved, yeah,
I gotcha.
They used their mom's credit card.
hey, that's a great idea. Good on them.
Well, that, the last time I talked to them, they said, I was like, hey, you can email iRacing and change that, right?
Nah, don't worry about it. Makes for a good story.
Yeah.
There's lots of new faces here in the ARCA series. This is the pro series for GLR. So some of the people who raced, we combined the amateur and pro last season and doing it differently this year, where this is just all pro drivers for the broadcast, and hope that it makes some great racing. They've been super aggressive so far. It's going to take a little bit. One of the things I noticed about league races is when you get new group of people in, everybody wants to be the top dog, and you kind of got to figure out where you fit in and who your rivals are going to be and how to race around people. So,
which we're missing out a few of our hard hitting drivers from the ARCA series past that would just dominate. So it actually left a little bit of a power vacuum there, to where you'll
Yeah,
see some new people contending for wins.
yeah, we've got a few defending champions in there. Charles Abert, Jake Ham won last season. There's probably more champions in there than I can think of off the top of my head in all of our series. I think Jamie's won a championship before. Maybe Skylar has won. I think Skylar won the Warrior Series championship last in our spring season. So lots of talented drivers up here.
But we are looking like we have the pace car coming down to pit road, and the cars are stacked up 2 by 2, entering the extreme scoring restart zone, and we have a green flag coming out here in Michigan. Skylar Daly is on the inside going into turn 1. Booth is keeping it wound up on the outside. It's a much more even restart than we've seen in the past couple, and it looks like advantage Skylar.
Yeah, a lot closer this time. Skylar's going to make that bottom side work out to his advantage. He's going to clear into first place. He's got Simmons hot on his tail on the inside now. Skylar's going to look for a big boost from Booth, and he's going to go down to the bottom and try and retake the lead. Skylar's going to roll it up top, try to hold the momentum, but Booth has a great run. Booth's just going to slide up in front of Dylan Simmons. Charles Abert down on the bottom. Big move there. Jake Ham up to the outside. That's Josh Thornton there, making a big move to the outside. He's looking to the middle. He thought about it. He's going to shoot for it. Simmons up into the wall. That's going to kill his momentum. It's going to open the door for Jake Ham. They're going to be 4 wide. Everybody makes it through clean.
Because Charles
big
Abert,
move.
it looks like he kept it down on the bottom as much as he could at the cost of his own momentum.
Yeah, Charles tried to stay out of the way there and got doored. Went down to the apron, but comes back on, only loses a couple positions. He's going to have to fight back. Jake Ham now pushing Thornton in the middle. Thought about going 4 wide, swerving all over the place.
He wasn't committed yet.
He was not committed to that line. No, he was not. If everybody knows, follows Goat Locker, we know Jake's kind of a bulldozer, and he's kind of proven why tonight. Very aggressive moves. Some of them worked out, some of them have not, but he's trying to march his way back up to the front, and another huge dive down to the bottom. He's going to pick off 2 people. Let's see if he can keep the momentum. He's going to hold right along Skylar Daly. Maybe go from 5th to 1st. Huge move. Big run on the bottom. Thornton's looking to the inside. He's going to make it 3 wide. He's going to try the same thing.
And we almost got 4 wide for the lead. That is insane.
Yeah, Thornton's going to send it down. He's going to push up. Skylar's going to hit him down to that middle line. He's going to have the run. Thornton's going to try and side draft here along the backstretch. He's going to hold even. He's going to try and shoot down to the bottom here into turn 3, but he's got Simmons right there. Simmons shows a nose, keeps him a little bit higher. Daly's going to come down just a little bit, and there's the 64.
That is actually 38 of Trevor Dyer.
38. Trevor Dyer's getting super loose, getting huge pushes from behind. That's going to shove him straight into Skylar Daly coming into the corner. This could get very ugly very quick. Dyer shoots down to the bottom. He's trying to look clear for the lead, and I think he might have it. Huge shove from Jake Ham all the way down the front stretch. He's able to hold it together and take the lead.
I actually think that Trevor Dyer, Dylan Simmons, Jake Bustos are all teammates. We were all talking about them. I jumped in their team chat earlier, and as we talk about that, Jake Ham goes for the lead.
Well, you wouldn't know anybody's teammates at this point because I don't think anybody's working with anyone. They're all for themselves right now. These are huge moves, top to bottom, massive slide jobs. Skylar Day is going to force his way, stays in the middle. Jake's going to roll the bottom. He's got Jacob Booth coming right up behind him with a huge run.
Yeah, Trevor Dyer running so
big contact.
Whoa.
Simmons and Logan there. Simmons is able to control it, but he's going to lose a ton of position on track. Logan got the better out of that too, only lost a few positions, but Simmons with a massive save and takes minimal damage. 4 wide here between Bustos, Logan, and is that the 69 with Ronnie Morrison. 3 wide, got super tight, just not enough room. A huge tank slapper, and he's able to keep it under control on the backstretch and keep going. So
That
lucky
took a
for him, the
lot.
caution came out, but an amazing save by him.
That you don't see many save that car right there. That took some will.
I mean,
He drove the entire time.
That's a textbook tank slapper right there. I just heard a how, and I think we're all asking the same thing. So, wow,
We
a
have
very
33, Tyler Clements has a meatball after
I-
that.
I don't know how many green flag laps we had there, but that was some pretty intense racing from, it seemed like the top 15. You'd go first, be leading in turn 1, and you'd be 9th coming out of turn 4 at some point. So great job by these guys to keep it all under control and keep it all pointing in the same direction.
Well, one of the corners I saw them coming out of turn 4, I could have sworn the nose of that car is pointed towards that inside guardrail.
God, there's a lot going on. Got quite a few taking pit stops here right now. This will probably make them good to the end on fuel, but as we saw from that last restart, I don't know. I think Jacob Booth was the only one to really make that tire situation work and was able to stay up there. So
Yeah, it looks like everybody but the top 9 came in to get to fill up on some of the Sunoco fuel and possibly get some of those 4 fill goods.
got Dyer, big mover so far, 27 up. He's going to take the point on this restart. Skylar Daly next to him. Another big mover was the number 20, RC. That's all I see. Big move there for him. See if we can get you a name here. I don't have anything else besides RC, so we'll have to figure that one out. But good move so far, up 20. Cameron was that up 20 or 17 or 20 there, so lots of movers. 18 movers, 16 for Cameron. So we'll get him re-racked and restacked and see what happens next. I'm not even gonna attempt to predict what's going to happen because it's been kind of controlled chaos through most of this race so far.
Yeah, it just seems like it's kind of going back and forth, and nobody's shown to be completely dominant yet.
Yeah, we got some consistent names that have been up there, but through the runs, the cautions, and some different pit strategies, it's kind of shuffled everybody up. I think Skylar Daly is probably, I'm going to put the announcer's curse on him because he gives me crap for it all the time when he's producing the other races we do. So I'm thinking Skylar's got a good chance tonight. He's shown a lot of pace, he's been really strong through traffic and out front. He's got a pretty good line on the outside to kind of hold people down and kind of stifle those runs that guys are getting on the massive slide jobs. So he's doing a really good job so far tonight, and good to see him up front. Running a little bit of the Sterling Marlin throwback there, which I like.
I think him and Daniel were running the same thing, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. They got to make it difficult for me. They know I don't like the same paint schemes because I can't read numbers. So.
Especially when the camera's pulled out. But
yeah,
it looks like the pace car is coming down pit road, and we are getting ready to go back to green. As the cars enter the extreme scoring restart zone, we have green flag here at Michigan. Trevor Dyer gets a good jump on the outside line, and Skylar Daly looks like he's a little bit slow on the start. Going into turn 1, Trevor Dyer has a probably 2-car length lead, and Skylar is able to actually hold it down in second as they go 3 wide for 4th. Coming out to the backstretch.
Oh, another big incident halfway through the field, takes out numerous cars once again. That's Matt Knighties, who's parked sideways. David Calvert collected him. That started, I think, a little bit ahead of Matt. He was just kind of along for the ride. That might have been, actually, it might have been right where it did start. Let's see here. Jake Ham to his outside. He has a good push. Looks like he lifts, gets tight, and it's 3 wide there, and nowhere for him to go, but towards the wall. David Calvert just a passenger in that one. Yeah, you can see here on the inside, he starts to push up right there, and he just has to let out of it. And when he does, he's trying to stay down, but I don't know if he realizes that there's 2 more up top, and just that slight move hooks him in the right rear, shoots him up to the wall, collects a couple different cars there. The majority of the damage there goes to David Calvert, though. He lost a front clip.
That's really sad to see for Matt Knights. He had kind of an up and down day so far, but he had worked his way back up to the top 10 before that happened.
Yeah, Calvert had been up in the lead at the beginning of the race, so anything can happen. Most of the drivers coming down to pit road here.
Most of the people who stayed out last time, except it looks like Jake Ham stayed out.
Jake Ham, Charles Abert, Deese is going to find himself back up towards the front on this pit strategy, and Jamie Libke is going to move her way back up into the top 5. Matt Weaver's good. Haven't seen much of him tonight. Good to see him up there in the top 5. Let's see if he can keep it up there. Tyler Clemis, we saw him sideways on the front stretch not too long ago. So pit strategies definitely shuffle in the field, and looks like Dyer is going to make it out in front of Skylar Daly here on the pit. Few cars in front of him, so maybe some tire strategies here.
Definitely seem if they took 2 tires or.
The one
I've tried that a couple times, and these ARCA cars can sometimes be a handful when you get 2 tires.
Yeah, I think at Morrison, I believe, was in front of Dyer there, so he might have just been, or no, that's the 904. It's Cameron, so he's continuing his solid night. So maybe some pit strategies here, different calls, different tire strategies, or maybe some people are needing less fuel, so different pit stop times. But we're gonna see how it all plays out here quickly. We're coming up to, got 20 laps to go.
And looks like somebody is taking Cameron Falcone, and the 904 is decided to drive down pit road. I don't know if they're not a lap down or anything.
Yeah, that was interesting there, but maybe he had a little mistake or something, or maybe, yeah, who knows. Again, every time I try to figure something out or think I know what's going on, I'm completely wrong. So let's just let these drivers sort it out on the track.
Especially whenever I'm behind the wheel, I make the wrong choice a lot.
Oh yeah, if anybody watches broadcasts that I'm doing, they know that I don't have any idea what strategy to do. So it's even worse behind the wheel, I can tell you that much.
A lot of times I'm like with my teammates, like, "Hey, Jamie, what are you doing?"
All right, so our top spots here are going to be Jake Ham. He's going to take the outside to start. Charles Abert on the inside. So some new faces up front. See who can get the jump.
It looks like, yeah, the 124, Caden Heiner, has actually gotten the free pass around for the Lucky Dog. And people who might not know, he is actually the son of Chris Heiner, who is a fairly regular in the Goat Locker Racing League.
Very nice. Pace car lights are off on top. He's going to take the left-hand turn here shortly. We'll come up to our extreme scoring restart zone. For the green flag, Jake Ham's going to be the control car. See if he's going to go early or go late. If I was a betting man, I'd say early. Right in the middle, so he gets a good jump. Jamie's going to try and get to the outside of Charles Zabert. She's got a good run. Charles has 0 help behind him. 35 of Deese up behind Jamie Libke. Going to try and rail that outside. Looks like a good run for Jamie. She's going to be up alongside and have a good run. Coming up for second place.
Oh, and Ham like just.
Jake's going to try and break the draft.
Yeah, well, that was
Goes down to the bottom, back up to
crazy
the top.
track break. It'll be definitely be interesting if we see Jamie and Jake Ham racing for the lead. Those cars seem to have magnets in them sometimes.
Yes, they do. They're very magnetic. They always seem to come together. So it's really no surprise that they're 1-2 right here. 3-4 wide back in the middle of the field. Skylar Daly making huge moves, trying to make up all that track position from his pit stop. Oh my goodness. Oh. I don't know how they made it through there. Cars rim riding on the wall. Big moves, huge lane changes.
There's definitely a few cars that smooch that wall though.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of contact. They're gonna go 3 wide, 3 rows deep. It's gonna work out. Somebody thought about putting 4 wide there, but they backed out of it. Goes all the way to the top. Big block from the middle to the top there from Daly. I think that was Daly. Yeah, Skylar Daly. He's trying to thread the needle on some of these, but he's getting caught on some bad runs. Oh, we got the car spinning. That is Thaddeus Friel. Grog Daly has destroyed the car, and I'm sorry. I knew it was going to happen. I shouldn't have said anything. I knew it was going to happen. He's going to yell at me later, and I deserve it. But unfortunate for Alex Grog, he gets caught in another one here. Thaddeus Friel's on the inside.
Oh, there is Samuel Yosef in the almost identical Sterling Robinson.
Yeah, looks like a move up or down by Thaddeus or Grog set that off, and right in the middle of the pack, it's just going to start collecting. Yeah, Skylar's got a lot of damage. She's going to try and make it back to pit road. I think he can get it, but they start out 4 wide as they come out of the exit, and then they kind of come into 3 wide here, and Thaddeus just not enough room to move up that far. Grog had a little bit of a run. Another right rear contact sends somebody to the wall. So we're seeing a lot of the same thing with 7 laps to go. I think it's probably going to continue. And in all of that melee, we missed a lead change. Jamie Libke has overtaken Jake Ham, so she will be on the point for this restart.
I'm sorry,
Caleb
Mike.
Deese is up in 3rd.
I'm sorry, Mike. I gotta do it though. I'm gonna pick Jake Ham to win.
Hey, that's okay. You don't have the curse yet, so we'll see what happens. Maybe you got the good luck curse. And then Jamie's probably going to come after you on that one. But I think Jamie's a very talented driver. We got a lot of talented drivers up there. Jake Bustos is still hanging around in 5th place. Tyler Clemis having a great night after his incident. He's up there in 4th. So a lot going on and not a lot of laps left to figure it out. So we may have some green-white checkers here coming up. With as aggressive as everybody's been racing tonight, I wouldn't expect it to mellow out now. I'm sorry, 15 laps. I wouldn't expect it to settle out anytime soon. In fact, the intensity is probably going to get turned up some more. So this is going to be fast and furious 15 laps.
It's definitely going to be insane. This whole race has been just chaos, honestly.
Yeah.
As soon as you find a pattern, it gets just scrubbed off the board.
Yeah, we kind of straightened everything out there for a while. Had a decent green flag run, but a caution has bunched everybody up to create more of these cautions, and just giant holes in the air allowing massive runs have created some lanes that do not meet in the correct positions. So I wouldn't say it's any one driver's fault. It's just a lot of people coming together at the wrong time. So Thaddeus coming by, he's still got no front end on it, so he's going to be definitely off the pace. Unfortunate for him, but we're going to set it up for a sprint to the finish.
While we're getting stacked up here, we do have to thank some of our sponsors. One of the ones that we want to highlight is the Fraternal Order of Eagles, number 3207. The Fraternal Order of Eagles from Plainfield, Erie 3207, from communities right here in Indiana to communities across the country. Eagles members are making a difference through service, charity, and a commitment to helping others. Plainfield Erie 3207 is proud to support Go Locker Racing and our mission to give back to the veterans and first responders who have given so much to our communities and our country. The Fraternal Order of Eagles, people helping people, one lap at a time.
Yeah, we have so many great sponsors here. We don't get to shout out with all the action we've shown so far. I apologize, but great supporters of Goat Locker Racing, and we couldn't do it without them. So huge thanks to all of them.
That is actually the series sponsor for the Grand National Series, I believe.
Yep. So pace car drops off, takes the left-hand turn, coming up to the restart, extreme scoring restart zone. Jamie Lipke's going to shoot out to the front. A good jump by her. That's going to pull the 33 Tyler Clemis alongside Jake Ham on the bottom. Jake's trying to get the run, trying to come back on Clemis here. He's going to send it high. Deese is going to go way low. Going to lose the run and enter the corner. Jake Ham's going to sail it off. Probably try and clear. No, he's going to stay down below. They're going to stay 2x2 back behind Jamie Lipke. Now they're all starting to move. Clemis with a huge run on Jamie Lipke. Shoots down to the bottom into turn 3.
Trevor Dyer is packed up behind Jamie Lipke. So she will have the draft going down that long straightaway. As Jake Ham moves in behind Clemens, that does not seem to be close enough to give any kind of help, as the top line definitely seems like it has better cohesion.
Very tight there between Deese, Lagan, and Ham. Just enough room for him to all get through. Clemens still trying to attack on the bottom. A door check there from Deese to Ham. Falls in behind. They sort it out. 2x2 all the way through the field. Dyer going deep on Jamie Lipke. Clears and off to the point. Coming up for lap 53 across the line.
I don't know how he got that to stick, honestly.
I was shocked.
It looked like one of those things where you dive bomb it, drift up, and the guy the girl you just passed just gets right back on you. Oh, we have a
Thornton
caution.
Up into the wall. Another caution here, a little bit farther back. Everybody's fanning out. Now everybody notices the caution. So, that was a wild couple laps. Let's see if we can catch here. It's Caden Heiner there on the bottom. Looks like a hornet's nest back here. Simmons giving a big push to Matt Knighties and just clips the left rear. Around they go. Collects Samuel Yosef. A couple others I couldn't quite see. I think there's 69 Morrison possibly. Yeah, a lot more body work for the shops to take care of. So.
You never want to see tore up race cars unless you're wanting to pass them.
Yeah. So that'll get us to, we made it 5 laps, or almost 5 laps. So we come up 10 laps to go as they cross the start finish line here. Man, it's getting a little wild, which I think we all assumed would happen, but that was a lot tighter pack there, 2x2 for most of the pack. So they're trying to sort things out and make smarter runs, but I don't see that lasting too long.
As a lap wind down, the intensity is just going to get turned up and up. And as we get closer to that 5 to go mark, we're just going to see more 3, 4 wide racing, which
Yeah,
fortunately can also cause some more cautions. We might look at some overtimes.
yeah, and we saw on the pit tracker there, Thaddeus Friel, he had some damage. He's going to get in there and fix some of that. 90s and Sam were in that incident as well, but Jake Ham has dropped down into pit lane. He was running up front, so he might be trying to play a tire game here. That's a pretty big gamble with kind of the incidents that have happened towards the middle, back of the field, everybody jockeying for positions. So kind of
Yeah,
keep an eye on that, see if that works, or if we have another one, if anybody else tries to do something similar.
he might be one of the incidents because he might be coming through the field so fast, and somebody might not recognize the fact that he's going to have that closing rate.
Yeah, it's difficult when you're towards the back. When you're in the back, maybe you're struggling or you have some damage. You're just trying to stay out of the way, and you get a faster car that's maybe running different lines or running the corners in a different way than you are, so that can bring lines together as well. So we're going to see. Jake's made it up a couple times. He's had a couple incidents tonight, and he's worked his way back up. So see if he can do it cleanly again. If I was a betting man, I would say no, but that's just because I've known Jake forever, and I can give him a lot of crap. So
He's definitely seems like a cool dude about it that you can kind of give crap to, and he'll take it and throw it right back at you.
sometimes we're training him. We're working on it, so he'll get a kick out of that. But got him lined up, ready to go. Looks like Dyer's going to take the outside, Jamie Lipke on the inside.
Well, while we are waiting for the green flag, I also want to just do a little transition to another sponsor, the Goat Talk Live. Are you looking for more than just racing? Check out Goat Talk Live, the official podcast of Goat Locker Racing. Each week, the GLR crew brings you incredible stories, conversations, and a behind-the-scenes look at people and mission that make Goat Locker Racing special, all while celebrating the veterans, active military, and first responders who make up our community. It's racing, camaraderie, and the spirit of service all in one place. Goat Talk Live. Real stories, real people, real community. And you'll actually be able to hear our producer, Eddie Smith. He likes to talk, even though you have not heard him during this broadcast. It's a really good show, and I'd recommend it to anybody who's interested in iRacing or veterans in Goat Walker Racing. And we come back. We're heading to the Extreme Scoring Restart Zone with Trevor Dyer on the outside and Jamie Lipke on the inside, and we have green here at Michigan.
Good jump by Dyer on the outside. Jamie's getting a big push from behind by Jake Bustos. She clears up high, right in front of Tyler Clemens. Clemens and Bustos are going to go for that third position. A little bit higher entry there for Bustos and kind of disrupts both of them. Is that RC there?
It's Cody Anderson.
Cody Anderson, okay. Cody Anderson there coming up underneath of him. Deese has come out of nowhere. He's shooting down. Oh, we got 3 cars pushing up. That's going to put us 4 wide on the exit. There's not a lot of room there. Skylar Daly's, he thought about it, tried to give a bump draft, didn't line up quite right, but they saved it. Great save. He might have used Charles Xavier as a little bit of assist there. But we're going 4 wide again. Bustos is turned into the outside wall. You could see that coming from about 2 corners away.
He does not.
Oh, he's still wrecking back there. I was getting very, very tight for quite a while.
Like I was saying earlier, just as soon as the laps click off, we were just going to get more and more intensity.
Yeah, you see the bad lineup there. Daly tried to give him a push to clear him through, couldn't quite make it, and then they're 4 wide there. There's just no room.
And Calvert just kept on going up, trying to give Bustos more room.
Yeah, and Simmons had a run outside of him, so he's trying. It's hard when you're trying to look, not get yourself chopped off, and not chop the guy in front of you. So just an accident waiting to happen here, the whole front stretch, and it finally happens. And just misses. We were just talking about him making it up clean. He almost got into it right there, right off the bat. So lucky for him.
Did we?
So I think it'd be easier now to say. I mean, who hasn't had damage? Is there anybody out there that hasn't hit something at this point? Reminds me a little bit of the Darlington race me and Sam did last night. I don't think there was anybody who didn't hit anything. We might be on the same path tonight.
As long as all the damage is on the right side of your car, because that means you're passing people, right?
Yeah, sort of. Yeah.
But
These
I
cars
mean,
are pretty tough, but they're not invincible. So
I don't know about the ARCA cars being pretty tough. Like, don't get me wrong. There's sometimes you can hit that wall pretty hard and not get any damage, but sometimes you just like barely kiss it and you get wheel damage.
yeah, it's definitely how you hit it here. But yeah, you see most cars are all scratched up. So I don't know if anybody's got a fast repair left in their back pocket, but if you've made it this far without using one, that could be pretty beneficial in these last 5 laps.
For sure.
Say
Whenever
last 5 laps question mark.
last 7, last 9.
Yeah.
My strategy typically is I try to preserve that fast repair at all costs, even if that means I go a lap down trying to get damage fixed. Because I know my luck, usually I get caught in somebody else's mess and I end up having to use it.
Yep. Well, before we get lined up to restart, why don't we do our last sponsor read here for the GLR Pit Crew. If you want to become a part of the team behind the mission, join the GLR Pit Crew. GLR Pit Crew is our monthly giving program, providing consistent support for our mission to help veterans and first responders facing PTSD, mental health challenges, and suicide. When you join the Pit Crew, you're not just making a donation, you're becoming part of the team that keeps this mission moving forward. Learn more or join today at goatlockerracing.org and click the Pit Crew banner. GLR Pit Crew, fueling the mission 1 month at a time.
I want to bring up a little bit of something like what that Pat said about the Pit Crew. And he was saying that people always ask when they're going to be able to get some of these, rig recipients outside of Indiana. And he was saying the GLR Pit Crew is the way that they're going to be able to do that. Because right now, the majority of the funds come from the Indiana Department of Veteran Affairs. So a lot of the rigs are given away in Indiana because that's where they wanted them to go. And if we can get some more people sign up to Pit Crew, they'll be able to expand their reach.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's a lot of cool things with the GLR Pit Crew. They give back to who's giving to their veterans and first responders. So a lot of cool things coming up to this season. And it's going to be a lot different this season around with some new changes with the Pit Crew, but it will help a lot more people and a lot more consistently. So I think it's a good thing.
Yeah, plus you got a cool red shirt that says Pit Crew and Coat Locker on it.
Who doesn't love a shirt?
Yeah. But while we got everybody stacked up, got the pace car coming
got contact.
A little swerving. As the cars go into the extreme scoring restart zone with Trevor Dyer on the outside, and the green flag flies, and Trevor gets a huge start. He just gets shot out of a cannon, and he disappears.
Shot out of the cannon and out of the racetrack, apparently. There, he's back. That's gonna give him one heck of a run here into turn 1 and 2, and that's gonna put Cody Anderson and Jamie Libke at 1-2, and Deese is gonna try and stuff it down on the inside. Clemis on the outside with a huge run, and Jamie is swallowed up, going the wrong direction.
I was about to say, it looks like Trevor just disappeared again.
Oh,
we got
big move. Super tight. They're going to make it work, but that's going to kill their run. Oh, we got Daly spinning down the infield. I think that's going to stay green. It is going to stay green, and Anderson's going to move to the front. Haven't seen him up here all night. Clemens up in the wall. He's losing a ton of spots. That's going to put Thornton, a big squeeze. Jamie jumps up in front of him. Going to move back up into 5th place, try to go around Booth. Deese is sitting in the catbird seat watching these two up front battle for it. He's going to shoot down to the bottom, try and make up some time. Dyer's going to cut down, brings it back up. Thought maybe he was going to try and completely block off that run. Kind of killed his momentum. Deese is going to get on the inside. Meanwhile, back behind these three, it is absolute chaos. Everybody's jockeying for position.
We got 2 laps to go. The popsicle sticks
Contact!
go up. Well, contact.
That's going to kill Dyer's speed. He's going to get into the wall. It's going to be more contact with Booth. Lipke, big turn. Huge wreck. Abert on his
Got
side.
Charles Abert breakdancing down the backstretch.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that contact shoved Dyer all the way to the top. Got into the wall. He had nowhere to go. And it was just pandemonium after that. So temper's definitely flaring at this point.
Sorry, I had to stop laughing.
It's just a lot going on. And we are going to have a green-white checker.
We kind of knew that already. Didn't we, Mike?
Yeah, I think we were kind of banking on it. Try to get Eddie's to throw us a little bit of overtime money here. Daly and Clemens were banging doors back there also, but
Was Joseph actually? Gotta love
so
that.
yeah, Abert. I mean, that's the worst feeling for Charles when you see everybody wrecking outside and you think, oh, I made it, and all of a sudden you're looking at the sky.
You ever raced in VR, Mike?
No, because I would vomit if that ever happened to me.
I remember one race I managed to do like 20 flips that first, and I didn't feel too good after that one.
Yeah, I think I would just take it off mid-flip and just give the old shoe buddy. Yeah, you
Right
see
on the
Dyer
cross
up
beam.
there. Yeah, just had nowhere to go, and I think that was Booth on the inside. He's trying to stay off of him, but you're kind of playing that game where if we're coming up to the white flag, so if he backs out of it to try and stay off of him completely, he's going to lose his run. He's probably going to lose more position. So it's kind of a calculated risk type thing, whether or not you stay in it. And according to his calculations, it was pedal down.
Not always the best idea, but hey.
Well, you win some, you lose some. That's for sure.
Yeah, a couple people on pit road trying to get some damage repaired after that one. Looks like Charles Abert was able to get in and out pretty quickly. Sorry.
Yeah, I did hear Jamie Libke ask for a black flag or an EOL there. Wasn't going to make it back to the pits without catching anybody else. So kind of takes her out of this race, which is unfortunate. She got caught up in the middle there and got shuffled way back and had moved all the way back up into that. And unfortunately, it was just wrong place, wrong time. But that is, we look at our top 5 here. We've got some new faces in there as well. Samuel Yosef, give him a shout out. He's moved his way up to 4th. He pit on lap 54, so he's got the freshest tires by a wide margin. Looks like 12 lap better tires.
Right behind him. He's got about 5 laps better tires.
Yep. So I don't think we're going to see the end here. I think there's going to be one more, but maybe Sam can pull one of his little sneaky tricks and move around to the front. I think pretty much every race that I've watched or announced, Sam has just hung out, and then at the end of the race, there he is for the win. So hopefully he keeps all 4 fenders on it, unlike his other Sterling Marlin teammate.
Yep. I didn't actually get to talk to Sam before the race. He's been on my team, and if he ever complaining about the track, he's gonna do good. So
yeah, he's kind of plays possum a lot of the time too. I think he hangs out back there, and then out of nowhere he just decides to turn on the jets, and next thing you know, he's blowing your doors off. So get him lined up here. Gonna be Anderson on the point on the outside with Cale Deese on the inside.
So who you got, Mike? Because Cody Anderson actually looked pretty strong that last little run that we had.
I don't know, man. Anybody with 4 tires has a chance to win this race. Pace car's going to drop off into pit lane. We're going to see when Cody decides to take off in the extreme scoring restart zone. And he is going to go right now. A decent start. Thornton is going to get right up under the rear bumper of Cale Deese. Sam's pulling along the outside, looking to make that move into second. And he's got Jake Bustos right behind him. They're going to decide to go 3 wide right off the bat. That's going to put Deese in the middle. He's going to lose quite a bit here.
And
Sam's, a little door bang there. Moves Thornton out of the way. That's going to put Sammy Yosef on the bottom.
they door bang coming into
Doors
turn
him.
3.
Doors him for the lead. He's going to remember that coming up to the wide. Bustos gets a huge shot into Anderson. And another shot for
That's
Anderson.
for
He
sure.
goes up into the wall. Bustos along the outside. He's got Morrison on the inside. Which way does Sam go? Deese looking also. Thornton with a
We're
huge
wide for
run
the
through the
lead
middle.
going into turn 2.
Sam's stuck in the middle. They're 3-4 wide. Bustos hits the wall and exit. That's going to kill his drive. Thornton's going to drive away to the front.
In case you missed it, this is the Hoosier Tire last lap. We're going to finish under green. We got Joshua Thornton coming in first with Jake Bustos close behind. 3 wide for second behind him.
A little more contact behind. Huge runs. We're going to go 3 wide for the win. Sideways across the line. Thornton, Bustos. I think Thornton got the win as there's chaos behind him. You could see it coming. They were going to dive down for the win, and Thornton makes the right move, stays to the outside, keeps his run going, and manages to hold off everyone charging behind him for the first win of the Alexander PC's ARCA Pro Series.
That was a crazy last lap.
Wow. That was a crazy race in general.
Cameron Falcone, we didn't talk about him all day long, and we freaking the podium.
Yeah, 26th place improvement for Cameron Falcone, so great race for him. Jake Bustos starts in the pole, manages to find himself back in a chance to win, comes up just short, but Joshua Thornton is going to come in and take the first race of this, what is sure to be an exciting season.
Exciting and very intense.
And I just have to say, it's nice to see a Ford Mustang win. I know it doesn't happen very often, but it's good to see a Ford on top.
You got Ford usually, Mike?
I do, yeah. He's gonna try and burn it down. So while he's getting the brake bias set for a burnout, we'll check on our results here. Take it away, Clary.
All right, we got your winner, Joshua Thornton. In P2, we have Jake Bustos. P3, we got Cameron Falcone. P4, we got Cale Deese. P5, we have Ronnie J. Morrison. Coming in at 6th, we have Samuel Yosef. Jake Ham coming in at 7th. Charles Abert manages to sneak in with the 8th place finish in the 7th car. David Calvert, nice top 10, number 41, finishing 9th. And rounding out the top 10, you have the number 22 of Skylar Daly.
Coming in 11th place, the number 64, Matt Knighties. Good run for him tonight, just shy of the top 10. 12th place after Jamie Lipke after that tough break. Thaddeus Friel manages to just struggle bus his way through the race to finish 13th. 14th is going to be a 33 of Tyler Clemis. 15th, 53 of Sean Lobos. 16th after starting in first on that last restart. Cody Anderson is going to finish 16th. 17th is going to go to number 3 of Jacob Booth. 18th to, we're just going to say Dyer because it fits. 19th is going to be Chandler Tingle. And 20th is going to be the 301 of Zachariah Logan.
The number 124 of Caden Heiner will finish 6 laps down in 21st. Dylan Simmons, after leading so much of the early part of this race, will finish 10 laps down in 22nd. Matt Weepers, the number 52, unfortunately will finish 11 laps down. Number 100 of Alex Grolick will finish 24th. The 441 of Chris Bargetzi will finish 25th. Jordan Johnson will finish 26th in the number 23. Unfortunately, Chuck Phelps got taken out early. Number 75 will finish 27th. Daniel Parks, number 71, will finish 28th. Chase Barkus in the 710 will finish 29th.
Save the best for last. Claire finishes 30th.
I mean, it's whenever I was doing practice laps, that's where I was. So
There you go.
there's a reason I'm up in the booth and not on the track.
Hey, same here. All right, so to start out for interviews, we'll bring up our third place finisher, Mr. Falcone, first race with us. How would you describe that absolute chaos?
I loved it. I loved it. I had an amazing time. I mean, I know it was chaos, but I had an amazing time for my first race here. I will say that. So
Hey,
thank y'all
you,
for hosting me, having me here.
you guys made it great for us to watch up here. Made it easy to call. You managed to find yourself 26 places better than where you started. Was there anything in particular that you were doing, or just kind of playing it safe and seeing where everything landed
Uh,
when the checkered flag flew?
Honestly, just doing the strategy I did with NIS, just try to still in the back to the end of it, save the pass, prepare, save an extra set of tires to the end. I didn't use the last set of tires till about like 5 to go. So I was just trying to save myself, see what had happened. Most of the wrecks, I was just trying to chill and get through them, but that's mainly my strategy, just chill in the back, see what I could do.
Well, it's a great way to come out of the gate swinging. Anybody that you would like to thank tonight?
I want to thank Fraternity Order of Eagles, Sim Motion, Harpoon Designs, Sat Graphics, and I'm gonna make sure I get this right. V Speed is it?
Yep,
I might be getting the wrong. Okay, and
yep,
then
that's it.
that's it. But and of course I want to thank the league Goat Locker Racing for hosting it and having me here. So thank y'all for letting me be a part of this amazing league, and I had an amazing time my first race. So
Well, we look forward
everybody,
to watching you race throughout this season, and it's good to have you here. And nice to start out on the box for the first race.
yeah, I'm ready to have a good season. I'm gonna see what I can do.
Well, thanks again, and good luck next week. Next, we'll bring up our second place finisher of number 74, Jake Bustos. Claire, take it away.
Hey, Jake, this is Claire up in the booth. You got a copy?
I sure do.
Well, that was definitely an interesting race. It looked like you were fighting it out pretty good with you and Dylan Simmons were working pretty well together for one bit of the race. So tell me, how'd you finish? How'd you find yourself in second at the end?
Um, I, honestly, I couldn't tell you how I found myself in second. It was just the whole race was insane. Like I'm not a huge fan of the 2.5 milers with the ARCA car just because it kind of gets into this. Like Auto Club was the same way last year. But overall, it's just one of those races. Like in the Pro Series, everyone's close on speed. Everyone's pretty good drivers, so you kind of have to get your elbows out and you try to give and take as much as you can. But sometimes you just got to put a little more elbow into it. But that last restart, I got a good one and I got up behind, I think it was Sam on the outside, and I was able to get behind him and give him a push going into three. And then from there, coming to take the white, it was kind of every driver for themselves. And yeah, just running back to the checkered, coming off of four. I don't know. I don't know where second thought he was going, but my bumper was where he thought he was going, and then he found himself in the infield, and I finished second. So
Hey, it works out, right? And hey,
yeah,
you beat Dylan, so that beat
yeah,
continues, right?
yeah, I definitely make it my goal every week to make sure Dylan Simmons finishes behind me, so I can message him scoreboard after the race.
Well, thank you for talking to us. Do you have anybody you'd like to thank?
Yeah, absolutely. I got to thank Go Locker Racing as a whole. The whole organization is great. All the admins here for the ARCA series, Charles does a great job, and all the other ones, the race control and things like that. Definitely need to thank Alexander PCs for sponsoring the league. Really great of them to come on board and help us out here. Save 22, V Speed, Cruising Classics, GTR Simulations. Got to thank the boys at Van for really getting me spun up. I was really slow leading into this race, and Trevor and Thaddeus and Dylan were kind of helping me figure my line out, and it definitely helped get into qualifying and whatnot. And then shout
Yeah,
out to my mom and my uncle; they're watching.
wave to them. But yeah, it definitely whatever they told you, it definitely seemed like it worked because you were up there pretty consistently. So congratulations on the second place finish, and thank you for talking to us.
Thanks. Have a good night, everyone.
All right, so that'll bring us to our winner tonight, the number 25, Joshua Thornton. Do you got a copy on us?
I do got a copy. What's up, guys?
Well, um, pretty boring race for you. You just another win, right? Um, tell us how everything looked out of your windshield, because from the booth it was a wild and crazy race with tons of surprises.
Yeah, you could say that again. A lot of surprises for sure. One thing as a driver at the moment that I'm working on is more patience, and that this race really did prove patience. Just a lot of closing doors and or trying to follow the right people to get in and everything else. Overall, not a bad race. It wasn't too boring, but the cautions, uh, less cautions, because definitely cautions were a mind game to where we had to figure out if we needed to go get gas or not at a certain point, but we got it done.
Yeah, it was a lot of action throughout that. You managed to stay clean, and it's a great race for you. I think this is your first race here with us, isn't it?
In the Pro Series, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, great way to start out coming into the Pro Series, to come out here, make the right moves, get a win, and tell us anybody that you'd like to thank tonight.
Oh yeah, of course. Combat Warriors Outdoors. They're also a nonprofit organization. They help veterans as well. I had a lot of weight on my shoulders. I had the owner watching me from behind me tonight. So shout out to him and shout out to everybody in the organization that helps the veterans and whatnot. Shout out to Juicy Spider, JS Studios, American Bear the Core, and Dubby, and everybody at Precision Speed Solutions for everybody that they does. But definitely shout out to Combat Warrior Outdoors for sure.
Well, it's great to have you here. You showed a lot of speed tonight. Going to be one of the guys consistently up top, it looks like. So we look forward to seeing you week in, week out, and seeing what you can do for the rest of the season.
Well, I appreciate it. Thanks for having me up in the booth.
Thank you, Josh. Good luck to you.
Well, Mike, that definitely was an interesting race. I mean, it seems like we had some first race jitters, and I'm sure it'll get cleaned up by the second, third, fourth race, right?
Yeah, definitely a lot of figuring out going on. Some of these drivers will have to go back to the drawing board and figure out what worked, what didn't, and maybe a little patience, but I wouldn't hold my breath on any of that.
Especially once those laps, like I said, especially once those laps start clicking off, that patience goes out the window. People stop lifting. So 3 wide, 4 wide turns into accidents. So, but overall, I think it was actually a very entertaining race. It needs a
little bit of a caution-filled race, but the racing was great. It showed what these drivers can put on for the rest of the season, and I can't wait to watch these drivers week in and week out put on a show for all of us, and we hope everybody here joins in every week to watch along with us.
Unless you have anything else to add, Mike, I think it's probably about time that we wrap things up. And I would want to thank everybody for tuning in, watching us work our way through this broadcast. For myself, Claire Sisk, Mike Browning, and Eddie Smith, thank you for watching V-Speed and Goat Locker Racing Alexander PC's ARCA series. Y'all have a great night.